In today's math lesson, we will be going over Unit 3, Lesson 12, Session 2. In Schoology, it is in your November 2nd folder. Remember to open the assignment with Cami, or you can write on it. So we are covering again ratios and understanding how to find ratios. For our start problems, it is some problems over ratios. So it says Felipe makes a bracelet with 10 beads. The table shows the number of each color bead on the bracelet. Which statement about Felipe's bracelet is true? So A says the ratio of green beads to red beads is 5:2. So we need to look at green to red. We have 2 green and 5 red. So no, A is not correct. It is not 5:2, it's 2:5. B, for every 3 blue beads, there are 2 red beads. So we are comparing blue to red. There are 3 blue, 5 red. So it should be 3:5, and this is saying 3:2. So no, that one is not correct. C, the ratio of green beads to total. So green to total. We see that there are 2 green, and the total, we could add them up on the chart, or it says there for us 10 beads. So 2 to 10. And that is what this ratio says. So C is the correct answer. Number 2, Rodney owns 5 shirts for every 2 pairs of jeans. So we have shirts, and we have 5 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we have jeans, and we have 2 of those. For every 5 shirts, there are 2 jeans. So it says draw a model to represent the 2 quantities, which is what this is. That's a model. And then write a ratio to compare the 2 quantities. Explain your reasoning. Don't worry about so much about the explain your reasoning, but do know how to write the ratio. So shirts to jeans would be 5:2. So this is how we would complete our star problems. All right, taking a look at the first question here. It says Carlos is making baked pears. Complete the model to show the ratio relationships for the ingredients in the recipe. So we have our recipe here. We have 4 pears in our recipe. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 cups of yogurt. We have 1, so we need to add another. And then 6 tablespoons of granola. We have 1, so we need 5 more. It says complete the model to show the ratio relationship. So now we have completed the model. Number 2 says you can compare 2 quantities in a ratio by using words or symbols. You can write a ratio using the word 2 or a colon. So it says there are 4 pears for every 2 cups of yogurt. That's our ratio. 4 pears for every 2 cups of yogurt. Pears to cups of yogurt is 4:2. So we can write it with the word 2, or we can write it with a colon. So we're going to go through some examples here, and we're going to practice writing the ratios in each of those ways. So it says ratio of cups of yogurt to pears. So there are 2 cups of yogurt to 4 pears, because there are 4 pears in the recipe. And writing it with a colon would look like this. Then we have the ratio of cups of yogurt to tablespoons of granola. Yogurt is 2. Tablespoons of granola is 6. So it would be 2 to 6. Then C says the ratio of tablespoons of granola to cups of yogurt. Granola is 6. Cups of yogurt is 2. So we have 6 to 2. All right. So if at any point, remember during a video, you can always pause and work through things on your own, or fast forward or rewind as much as needed. So please remember to do that as we're going along here. All right. Number 3, use the model in problem 1 to complete the sentences. So based on our recipe, we need to complete these. The ratio of blank to blank is 4 to 6. Well, there's 4 pairs, so it's pairs. 6 is granola, right? So it's pairs to granola. Because there are 4 pairs and 6 tablespoons of granola. The ratio of blank to blank is 6 to 4. So that would be granola to pears because there are 6 pairs for 6, sorry, not pears, 6 tablespoons of granola for every 4 pears. So when we're finding ratios, all we have to do is match up our quantities with the words that match it. And just to make sure that we're not doing 2 pairs, we're doing 4 pairs to make it match up. We're going to skip the discuss it since you're at home working by yourself. We're going to take a look at number 4. So students record the types of ducks they see on a nature walk in Central Park in New York City. Draw a model to show the ratio of mallards to ruddy ducks. So we have our mallards to ruddy ducks over here. So there are 8 mallards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 5 ruddy ducks. So this is a model that represents that ratio of 8 mallards to 5 ruddy ducks. And then we move on to the next question. Number 5, some ratio relationships involve parts of a larger whole. For these relationships, ratios can compare 2 parts or a part of a whole. So in this case, we have parts because these are all ducks, but some of them are mallards and some of them are ruddy ducks. So those are each parts. So that's where this comes from. Our parts are mallards and ruddy ducks. Our whole is the entire amount of ducks. So 8 plus 5 is 13, right? So we have a whole number of ducks as well as 2 parts. So A says, what does the ratio 8 to 13 represent? Well, 8 is mallards, right? So it represents mallards to the total amount because we said that there's a total of 13, right? Now we have to decide what type of ratio that is. Is that comparing a part to a part to the whole, or the whole to a part? Well, the first part is a part, right? 8 is one of our parts, one of our pieces. And then 13 is a whole. It's the total amount. So this is a part to whole ratio. Now, when we were talking about 8 to 5, that would have been a part to part ratio. But this one is comparing a part to the total. So it is a part to whole ratio. All right, number 6. We're going back to Carlos and his cups of yogurt. It says Carlos uses 2 cups of yogurt and 6 tablespoons of granola for every 4 pairs. Would it make sense to describe the situation with a part to whole ratio? So we're talking about a recipe here. We're talking about our yogurt, granola, and pears. Now before, even in our start problem, when we were comparing a part to whole, we had all marbles and they were different colors, red, green, blue, right? And then thinking back to our ducks, we had mallards and we have ruddy ducks, but they're all ducks. Can we use, and we could use part to whole for those because they have a whole of everything's the same, right? So could we do that with this recipe, with these things? Could we say, compare any of our parts to a whole? Is there a whole? Does everything have to be the same thing? Like, do we have to have all ducks or all marbles or all types of yogurt? So make a decision there and explain, would you be able to use a part to whole ratio with the situation? And I am going to ask that you do that one on your own. Then we come to the pose the question. Now, you can't really spin here on this. You could create an A, B, C, D, E on your paper on your own, and that would be fine. But we don't have that. So we are going to skip number 2 in the practice here today. If you want to attempt it, try it on your own, draw it on a piece of paper and use a paper clip. If you have that kind of thing at home, you can. But we are going to skip it for today and move on to the other pose the question questions. So still getting some ratio practice, just with some different questions. So number 3 says, Mrs. Johansson is decorating her classroom for fall. She has 5 red, 7 yellow, and 3 orange leaves to hang from her ceiling. Record the ratios below. Red to yellow. We have 5 red, 7 yellow. And again, if you want to pause the video and work on these on your own and then come back and watch the answers, that's fine too. It's good practice to try some things on your own. All right, then we have orange to total. Well, there's 3 orange leaves, right, to the total amount of leaves. So we have 5 plus 7 plus 3. Well, that would be 15 leaves altogether, right? So then we have total 15 to yellow, which is 7. So we have 15 to 7. So now we have all of our ratios for number 3. Number 4, number tiles marked as 0 through 9 are placed on a table. So a number tile is a little square and it has a number inside. It has 0, 1, right? 2. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. What is the ratio of number tiles with a value less than 2? So we need to figure out how many have a value less than 2. So when we're looking at this, we could say, okay, 0 is less than 2. 1 is less than 2. 2 is not less than 2. It's equal to 2. So we have 2 tiles that are less than 2 being compared to the total number of tiles. So if I count these up, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tiles. And there's 10 because, yes, there's 1 through 9, but we have to include the 0. So there are 10 tiles total. All right, number 5. Yvette looks at the picture at the right and says the ratio of triangles to hearts is 3 to 5. Explain whether Yvette is correct or not. So we're looking for triangles to hearts. And she says it's 3 triangles. Yeah, triangles to hearts. Yeah. 3 triangles for every 5 hearts. Well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 triangles and 3 hearts. So you explain on your own whether or not she is correct. That brings us to number 7, which is the last question for today. The puppies in a litter are either black or brown. The ratio of black puppies to the total number of puppies is 3 to 8. What is the ratio of brown puppies to black puppies? So brown to black, okay? And it said that the ratio of black puppies, 3, to the total is 8. And this is where I got that. Ratio of black puppies to the total number of puppies is 3 to 8. So if we have a total of 8 and 3 are black, that leaves us with 5 that are brown. So what is the ratio of brown to black? And it says draw a model. So if I were drawing a model of this, I would say my 3 black puppies, right? And I want to get to 8, and I know that the others are brown. So I choose a different shape. So I had 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I have a total of 8 puppies. So this was my black puppies, and this is my brown puppies. So 5 to 3. That completes your lesson for today. I will see you guys next time.